Good morning, everyone. We are the Group 3, and I will introduce my team. First, Dotolio Patricia, Makutay Leia Rose, Pereña Alona Gwinnett, Grisaldo Justin Mark, Ogabang Mark AJ, and lastly, Cruz Emmanuel Renson. And we are the Group 3. So today, we will tackle about the 6 A's of tourism components. First is the attraction, second is the activities, third, accessibility, fourth, accommodation, fifth, the amenities, and lastly, for the sixth, is the affordability.
Good day, everyone. My name is Justin Mark A. Gizaldo from BSHN 11. And for today's video, I will be tackling about the attractions in tourism. So what is attractions in tourism? Attraction is one of the fundamental components or aspect of tourism that draw visitors to a specific destination or place. So sinasabi na ang attraction is yung nagmo-motivate is one of nagmo-motivate sa mga visitors na pumunta sa isang lugar. Natural lang na ang mga visitors ay naghahanap ng mga magagandang lugar kung saan sila makakapagpahinga. And attraction is one of the fundamental components of tourism. So now, I will be tackling about the types of attractions in tourism. So, first is the natural attractions. So, ano nga ba to? Natural attractions is yung mga attractions na hindi man-made. From the words itself, natural. Natural occurring. Kagaya ng mga landscapes, beaches, mountains, and etc. Kagaya ng example nito is yung mga beaches sa Pilipinas kung saan napakaraming turista ang pumupunta every year. Una na dito yung Boracay and Samal Island. Yung mga beaches sa Pilipinas na natural na nandito na sa atin. And yung mga mountains and different landscapes sa Pilipinas. Next is yung man-made attractions. From the word itself, man-made attractions, it is designed to educate and to entertain visitors. Kagaya nito, mga malls, zoos, amusement parks, ayan yung mga man-made attractions. So, dito, gawa ito ng tao, hindi kagaya ng natural attractions from the word itself. So, next is the cultural attractions. So, in cultural attractions, dito naman lumalabas or yung mga historical sites or mga historical place kung saan merong mga naganap na makasaysayan. Kagaya ng Rizal Park sa may dating Bagong Bayan na ngayon nasa Maynila. Kagaya ng monumento ni Bonifacio, National Museums, and etc. Next is the events and festival. Isa sa mga types or components ng attraction ng tourism kasi nag-a-attract ito ng tourist dahil sa unique experience na nararanasan or natutunghayan ng mga turistang pumupunta dito. Kagaya na itong mga festivals like Dinagyang, Sinulog, napakaraming turistang pumupunta para lang maranasan yung experience ng pagpunta sa mga festivals and sa events dito sa Pilipinas or sa ibang lugar. So, ayun yung types and or components ng attractions in tourism. Next is the importance of attractions in tourism. First, we have the economic impact. Napakahalaga ng attraction sa economic impact dahil isa ito sa nagpapapasok ng mga turista. Sabi nga nila kapag mas maraming turista, mas malaki yung naibibigay na income neto sa lugar kung saan man yung mismong attraction na yon. Kagaya sa Boracay, maraming maraming pumupunta sa na turista sa Boracay at doon sila nag-i-invest ng kanilang time, ng kanilang money, especially money, para lang maka-experience doon sa lugar na yon. And dahil doon, mas lumalaki yung economic impact noon sa lugar kung nasaan nandoon yung attraction na yon. So, next, we have the employment opportunities. Dahil nga merong mga turista na pumupunta at naa-attract sa isang lugar, nagkakaroon ng employment or work. Marami ang nabibigyan ng trabaho. Kaya napakahalaga ng tourism dito sa industry natin. Dahil kapag may mga turista na pumupunta sa isang lugar, kailangan nila ng service which is napoprovide by employing people or mga locals doon sa lugar na yon. So next is the cultural preservation. Bakit? Kapag ang attraction sa isang lugar na iyon ay nape-preserve, kailangan natin i-preserve yung lugar na yon dahil meron na itong cultural impact or hindi natin basta-basta na pwedeng pabayaan yung attraction na yon kagaya ng beaches natin sa Pilipinas. Hindi naman natin pwedeng pabayaan na kapag katapos na gamitin lang yun, sasawalang bahala na lang natin. So, nagkakaroon tayo ng preservation doon sa lugar na yun. Or sa mga cultural, mga attractions dito sa Pilipinas. So, next is the infrastructure development. Dahil sa dumarami nga yung mga bumibisita sa isang lugar na yon, nagkakaroon sila ng mga buildings to accommodate or buildings or houses, rentals, hotels, o ano pa na para ma-accommodate yung pumupunta or yung mga tourists na bumibisita sa lugar na yon. We have the environmental conservation. Dahil nga, hindi porket na attractive yung isang lugar na yun, ay pababayaan na lang natin dahil may pumapasok na pera doon sa attraction na yun or sa attractive places na yun. Or yun nga, yung lugar na nakaka-attract sa mga tourists. So, dito, nagkakaroon ng environmental conservation dahil nga, kailangan nating i-conserve and preserve yung lugar na iyon. Hindi porket kumikita tayo, hindi porket kumikita yung isang lugar doon, ay pababayaan na nila yon. So, isa sa mga importance ng attraction is itong environmental conservation dahil patuloy pa rin itong ginagamit throughout the time. And kailangan nila itong i-preserve at i-conserve dahil masisira ito kung hindi nila ito aalagaan at i-preserve for the next generation or tayo or ibang mga tourists na pupunta sa lugar na yon. So, kailangan talaga nilang alagaan itong mga attractions na ito upang patuloy na magamit at patuloy na magamit ng isang lugar at pakinabangan ng isang lugar iyon. Kumbaga, win-win lang. Nagagamit ng isang local community or ng community or ng lugar yung attraction, pero sa balik nito, kailangang alagaan ng mga locals and ng government nito yung mismong attraction or attraction place na pinakikinabangan nila. So, that's all for my report about the attractions in person. Thank you.
Good day, Dr. Scott. I am Leiros P. Makota and I will tackle about tourism activities. Tourism activities are things that people do when they are traveling in different places, like having fun, relaxing, learning new things, spending time with others, or taking a break for all the things that can cause our stress or problem. All of us naman, ng mga traveler, is ito yung the most exciting part na hinahanap nila. Pag bago sila bumisita sa isang lugar na gusto nilang puntahan. And we have different activities in the field of tourism. So let's start first is beach activities. Beach activities are perfect for those wants to go swimming, and beach activities is for the summer season. And those who wants to go swimming, they visit or go to resort or beach that near from them, or ano yung gusto nilang puntahan na beach to have fun and relaxing. You can do more at the beach like swimming, walking along the shore, and just sitting and enjoying the view and hearing the sounds of the ocean. Outdoor activities. Next one is outdoor activities. For those who wants fun but with extra challenges, activities, this one is fit for you. Outdoor activities refer to the activities that take place outside of the natural environment, such as forest, mountain, and etc. There are two common outdoor activities. There are trekking and hiking. Trekking means to make a long, difficult journey, especially on foot. And hiking is the activity of going for long walks in the country for pleasure. Aside from that, we have safe line and camping. The next one is historical activities. Are such activities where you explore old places that have sentimental value like museum and monuments and etc. and learn from about the culture and history of the area. Ito yung mga tao na gustong malaman or um, ito yung gusto nila na gusto ko malaman ito kung itong lugar na to kung saan nagmula, kung ano yung history na ito, kung kailan na itatag or ano yung mga laman like katulad ng museums, ano ba yung mga laman nito or ano ba yung mga history ng mga bagay na nasa loob ng museum. Next one is ecotourism activities. Who love nature, this one is fit to you. Traveling nature spot in a way helps to protect environment. Just a simple throwing or putting a trash in a proper trash bin or trash can, and also teach us as a visitor to how we took good care to our nature. Kailangan natin pangalagaan yung ating nature upang yung mga tourist spot is napapangalagaan pa rin natin and marami pa rin mga bisitang dumarayo upang makita kung gaano kaganda yung lugar dito or kung gaano kaganda yung tourist spot na meron ang ating Pilipinas. And that's all for tourist activities, and thank you.
Good morning. I'm Cruz Emmanuel Lorenzo B. Cruz. Now, I will tackle the accessibility in tourism. A place that most important thing in travel at it has a person to reach that place of attraction. Some of the most visited areas tourists are France, Singapore, Rome, and Italy. And also the most visit the country is also Japan, Korea, and also I will include the Philippines because lot of foreigners will visit here Philippines because of some beach and and accountability of the Filipino and hospitality. Next. Each tourist place in their countries follow for various terms of conditions. Some rules will be like in Singapore, if you split a chewing gum public place, you will pay $1,000 as a penalty. And number two, the traffic rules are strictly followed in Mexico that everyone on the road should know which direction to move. Kumbaga, sa Mexico, dapat ang traffic is sinusunod at dapat hindi ka lumabag sa batas. Kung hindi, mahuhuli ka or magkakaroon ka ng malaking penalty. In 3, both men and women are supposed to follow the dress code while visiting the holy place in Rome. Sa Rome, ang Rome, kilala mo natin ito ay pinaka-holy at pinaka-iingatan o sagradong ano, simbahan. So, dapat naka-etiquette ang mga damit mo tulad ng formal, bawal na maikli, or malalas ang damit. Next, physical accessibility. The ability of people with mobility challenge building attraction and service. So, ramp and accessibility and toilet. Kumaga, dapat madali mong makita ang mga dapat mong hanapin tulad ng toilet o public restroom upang mas hindi ka mas komportable habang ikaw ay nasa ibang bansa. Okay. Digital accessibility. Website apps and booking system are enabled to everyone, including those with visual, hearing, or connecting impairments. So, importante ang mga digital accessibility. Digital accessibility tulad ng Google Map, Waze, at mga bagay na like Grab or Foodpanda upang mas mapadali ang ating kilos. Tulad ng Google Map, malaki ang tulong ng Google Map dahil para hindi tayo maligaw or mas madali ang daan natin papunta sa gusto nating patunguhan. And booking. Ang booking importante lalo pag need mo mag sa hotel. Like advance reservation pa hindi ka na pumila ng mahabang pila or may pagdating mo sa hotel is meron na naka-reserve. Okay, next. Communication accessibility. Clear and inclusive communication such as offering information in multiple format like audio, guide, sign, and language interpret.
Today, again, Dr. Scott, I am Leos P. Makotay, and I will tackle about accommodation in tourism. Accommodation is one of the most crucial aspects of a destination. Any traveler choosing to visit any destination would firstly look for accommodation suited to his or her needs. Accommodation means place where tourists stay when they travel. Ito yung una nilang hinahanap or ito yung una nilang tinitingnan kung may accommodation na pasok sa standards na gusto ng mga travelers. Why is accommodation important? It gives tourists a place to rest and sleep. It keeps them safe and comfortable. Good accommodation makes a trip more enjoyable. It helps the local people by creating jobs and income. Ang accommodation is importante para may matutuluyan, matutuluyan ang mga travelers na nag-travel sa ibang lugar, and also their safety, and para mas ma-enjoy nila yung pagbabakasyon o paggagala sa isang lugar, and hindi na nila aalalahanin, ay saan ako magpapahinga, ay saan ako pupunta after ko mag-travel or umigot dito sa lugar na to, magiging safe ba ako dito sa lugar na to because hindi naman nakapagalita, parang gano'n yung isipin ng mga travelers. Kaya sila naghahanap muna ng accommodation bago sila pumunta dun sa isang lugar para maging secured yung kanilang sarili. And there are two mainly types of accommodation, which is service accommodation and self-catering or self-supplementary accommodation. Service accommodation, it refers to services provided by the hotel, resorts, guest houses, motels, etc. In different hotels are established to provide service of lodging and food to the guests. This place provides rooms and also services like food, cleaning, and reception. These examples, what I said is hotels, resorts, guest house, boutique, or heritage hotels. Next one is non-service accommodation. These refers to the premises which offer accommodation but not the service of a hotel. It provides food and accommodation in return of cash per day. These are places where tourists stay, but they taking care of their own food and cleaning. Kumbaga, kung sa service accommodation is all package na meron ng tutuluyan, meron ng service for their food, cleaning, or etc. While non-service is place lang. Place lang yung kanilang service, pero wala silang service for those people who are in there. Just like walang food, walang walang tagalinis or walang ano ba tawag nito? Parang parang assistant, ganun. So, parang sagot nila yung sa kanilang sariling pangangailangan tulad nga ng food na nasabi ko kanina. And there are many kinds of accommodation. So, let's start first to hotel. A hotel is a building where travelers can rent a room for a night or more. Hotels often have extra services like food, room service, a gym, or a swimming pool. Ito yung mga hotel na you can stay. You can stay kahit kailan mo gusto. And there are more such of services they offer to the customer. Next one is hostel. A hostel is a cheap place to stay. People usually share a room with others. Is popular with young travelers and backpackers. Ito yung mga travelers na nag-share ng room with others na hindi nila kakilala. Like sharing those room called roommate. And next one is bed and breakfast, which is B&B. This is a small place where guests get a room and breakfast in the morning. It's usually run by a family, typically resembling a guest house where guests pay for accommodation and a meal in the morning. Next one is guest house. A guest house is a smaller place than a hotel. It may not offer all the service of the hotel but is good for staying at a lower price. Kung ang hotel service is more broad, yung service ng hotel, ang guest house naman is hindi gaano karami yung service na ino-offer ng guest house. Pero mas mura or mas cheaper than hotel. Mas mahal yung hotel kaysa sa guest house. Next one is motel. A motel is usually near a road and it's good for travelers with cars. It's simple and cheaper than hotel. A motel is a type of accommodation designed to cater to the needs of motorists. It is similar to hotel but individual rooms are accessible from the parking area and the on-site facility are more basic. Kumbaga, yung mga travelers is meron na silang parking. Doon sa mga like na mga travelers or yung mga naabutan na ng gabi or naabutan na ng or somewhat na gusto na nila magpahinga. Dito yung mga tao or people na pwede silang ditong mag-rent or mag-book sa lugar na pwede nilang pagpahingan dahil meron na silang package na parking. Those people ng mga motorists. Next one is apartment hotel. An apartment hotel gives you a full apartment instead of just one room. It has a bedroom, living room, and kitchen. It feels more like home and it's good for long stay. Ito yung typically means the bedroom will be separate from the living space and kitchen facilities are provided. Kumbaga, sa apartment hotel is just like a home. Parang nasa bahay ka lang na meron ng living room, meron ng kitchen. Parang mag-feels mo na na nasa bahay ka lang, even you are in apartment hotel. Next one is chalet. A chalet is a wooded house with a sloped roof, usually in the mountains. You can cook your own food. Ito yung halimbawa nito is yung Alpine Chalet in France. Hindi siya made on stone or anong bato. It is made of wooden. And usually it locates at the mountains. Next one is log cabin. A log cabin is small wooden house in the forest or countryside. It is simple and peaceful. Example nito is yung Smoky Mountain log cabin in United States. Campsite. A campsite is a place where people stay in tents to enjoy nature and the people and nature and the outdoors. Example nito is people who explore like hiking. They are set up tents to sleep and stay outdoors. Next one is the caravan. A caravan is a small house on wheels. People can drive it to different places or park it at an holiday site to stay. Example nito is yung family traveling in a caravan to the beach for a holiday. Ito yung yung mga car or mga sasakyan na parang like a home na nila. Just parang traveling sila, pero parang yung ginagamit nilang sasakyan is just like a home. Next one is vacation home. A vacation home is a house that people can rent for a short time when they travel. It feels like a home and can be cheaper than hotel. Example nito is a family rents a big house by the beach for their summer holiday. Ito yung accommodation na pwede kang mag-rent para doon sa tutuluyan nyo na napag-usapan ko hanggang kailan kayo mag-stay for the end of summer holiday or the end of what kind of holiday you celebrate. Next one is holiday cottage. Holiday cottage is small, cozy house that people rent for vacation. It's like a tiny home in the countryside or near the beach. Example nito is a couple stay in a small cottage in the countryside for a weekend break. Next one is resort. A resort is a big place where you can stay, eat, and have fun all in one spot. It has many things like pools, restaurants, and activities. Example nito is a famous beach resorts with pools, restaurants, and activities on Boracay Island. Halimbawa nito is yung nabanggit na is you can stay or you can eat. Halimbawa nito is yung the tourist spot which is Boracay, the Sands that kilalang all-day breakfast spot na may modernong twist sa mga paboritong agahan. Subukan ang kanilang Cherry Burger, grilled cheese sandwich at pulled pork eggs Benedict. And next one is cruise accommodation. A cruise is a big ship where people stay while traveling on the water. It's like a floating hotel that move to different places. Halimbawa na ito is yung To Go Traveler, a popular passenger ferry services that offer overnight cruises between major Philippine island with cabin for guests. Tarang halimbawa na ito is yung mahabang biyahehan yung lugar o probinsya na pupuntahan nyo that it takes some 2 days or 3 days. For example, naranasan ko siya na mag-travel ng 2 days and that kind of cruise ship is just like we have accommodation while traveling on the water. Next but not the least is homestay. Stay in a local family's home and live with them while you visit. And that's all for accommodation in tourism, and thank you.
Good day, everyone. Again, my name is Justin Marque Guzaldo, and today I will tackle about the amenities in tourism. So, what is amenities? Based on the PPT, amenities, it refers to the facilities, services, and features that enhances the comfort, convenience, and overall experience of the travelers or the tourist. So, sabi nila, ang amenities ay yung mga dagdag na service and other things na nakakapagdagdag ng or nakakapag-elevate ng experience ng isang tourist. So, napakahalaga ng isang amenity dahil dito pa lang nagkakaroon na ng first impression kung maganda nga ba yung service na pinoprovide ng pupuntahan nila. So, next. First is the accessibility. Sa amenities, kailangan easy to use and kailangan accessible sa mga tourists yung amenities na ibibigay mo. So, example nito ay mga free wifi's, mga free parks, ganun, kung saan man sila pupunta, mga playgrounds, and other things na accessible and madali lang puntahan ng mga tourists na hindi sila mahihirapan. Next is the comfort and convenience. Siyempre, kailangan kung may mga amenities yung lugar na iyon or yung pupuntahan, kailangan ito ay komportable dapat sa komportable dapat ang tourist sa amenities na ibinibigay ng isang lugar or ng isang hotel o kahit na anong klaseng pupuntahan nila. So, next is yung convenience. Dapat convenient yung tourist na gamitin yung mga amenities na yun. Dapat nagbibigay ng leisure yung amenities na ibinibigay mo, hindi yung nahihirapan pa silang gamitin yung amenities na yun. It's either facilities or things or mga libre or may bayad na dagdag service sa mga hotels and pupuntahan nila. Next is yung quality and maintenance. Dito nakikita kung quality ba yung binibigay na amenities ng isang industry or ng isang hotel man yan or kung saan sila pupuntang lugar. So doon pa lang nabibigyan na ng first impression yung mga tourists kung maganda nga ba yung service na ibibigay ng isang facility. So, next, cultural and local relevance. Kailangan yung mga amenities ay kapag ikaw ay mga nasa local place na kailangan yung mga amenities na ibinibigay ng isang facility ay nakaangkop sa kung saan lugar sila naka-locate or kung may cultural heritage ba or kung saan man sila pupunta. Madalas yung sa cultural and local relevance kailangan naka-align sa locality ng lugar yung ibibigay mong amenities. Next is yung sustainability. Dito sa sustainability, dito nakikita yung waste management and kailangan sustainable yung amenities na ibinibigay mo like green hotels and etc. So, last is the safety and security. So, dapat sa amenities, sa mga facilities na ibinibigay ng isang industry, kailangan, kagaya natin mga hospitality management industry, kailangan yung services, facilities na ibinibigay natin sa mga customers natin, so sa mga tourists, ay dapat na ramdam nila na safe sila and yung security nila ay hindi nalalagay sa alanganin. Kailangan always remember na safety and security of the tourist comes first always. So sa mga amenities na ibinibigay natin ay dapat ramdam nila na safe sila and hindi sila nanganganib. So, ang mga example nito is yung sa amenities is yung in-room amenities. Ito yung mga amenities na nakikita sa loob ng hotel and sa loob ng facilities. Kagaya ng mga libreng sabon, shampoo, and yung tuwalya, yung mga nakikita natin pag tumutuloy tayo sa hotel, yon. Next is, basta yung sa in-room, for the word itself, uh, yung mga amenities na nasa loob lamang ng room na libreng ibinibigay. Next is yung the property wide. Yung sa property wide naman, ang example nito ay yung mga swimming pools, gym, fitness facilities, and spa, and etc. na ibinibigay na amenities ng facility na yon. So, next is the technology based. Ito naman yung mga libreng wifi, smart TV, charging station na naka-align sa technology na libre mang ibinibigay or may charge. Depende sa rules ng pinupuntahan nyo. Next is the leisure and family friendly. Kailangan yung amenities na binibigay mo is for the leisures of the tourist and dapat family friendly din sila. Kagaya ng mga example nito is yung mga kiddie pool, mga pet friendly na places, and yung bike rentals and yung playground, which is overall yung mga types nito or yung examples na ito is kailangan nating ma-adapt as hospitality management student. And for the overall and for the conclusion, ang mga amenities ay nagbibigay at napakahalaga, mga nagbibigay ng first impression sa mga tourists na doon pa lang nakikita kung ang ibibigay mo bang service ay maganda or hindi. Kaya dapat sa amenities pa lang ay kailangan nasisiyahan na itong ating mga customers at yung mga tourists na pupunta sa isang lugar na yon. So, that's all for my report. Thank you.
Next, affordability in tourism. Tourists should be able to afford the trip in terms of transport, cost, accommodation, charge, and fee and attraction, and the number of days which need to spend of travel and stay. They should be able to afford the holiday in terms of the money. So, sinasabi dito na dapat ang mga tourist or mga dumadalaw is ma-afford ang bawat magkaroon ng discounted to 50%, 20%, 30%. That's very important to us, me, like as a student. For me, that should be more inconvenient or accessibility for us to have a discounted to save our money if or we don't have any lot of money to visit some hotel or tourist spot that we should enjoy. The next and last reason why affordability matter in a tourism. Number 1, inclusivity. 2, demand and supply. 3, local economic benefits. 4, competitive. 5, sustainability. And 6, tourist satisfaction. Number 6 is the most important, tourist satisfaction. Because if you na-satisfy ka sa lahat ng affordability na hindi mo kailangan gumamit ng malaking pera or maghanap ng ibang pwedeng bagay na maano mo ang gusto mong bilhin or ma-afford mo ang dapat, is malaking big sa atin. Kumaga, dapat magkaroon tayo ng kaunting discounted or maliit man. So, yun. So, thank you. And again, I'm Cruz Emmanuel Renson B, the reporter of Group 3. Thank you so much.